What's going on, everybody? My name is NoVaVisionsx, and today we are going over what your Marvel Rivals main says about you. So, we got some tiers here. The higher up you are, the less I like you, and this is specifically people that main these characters. So, like, if you play this character as like a side hustle, but you don't dedicate 50 hours of your life to the character, this isn't about you. So if I say good things about you, it's typically about the ones that are really good. So like if I said, for example, I say something good about Black Widow. Not saying every Black Widow's good. I'm talking about the Black Widow mains. All right, so let's just get that out of the way. Our tiers are Brain Rot. This is I don't think anything but DPS will be in this category, and I have the three in my head already. Never Switch, which means no matter how bad things get, these people who main these characters probably aren't gonna switch. You're good, but you have an ego. Pretty self-explanatory. Chill will switch. These people main these characters and are comfortable with them, but they will probably switch if they need to. And I love having you on the team. That's for like a few select characters that I'm like, I like having you around. Most of the time, if you main this character, you're probably carrying. So now we got the tiers established, let's get into the video. And if you like this video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, comment down below, let me know how you feel. You might have some strong opinions about me, and that's fine. There will be bias. This is my personal experience and how I feel about these people, so if you got beef with that, I'm sorry. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Starting off with Adam. A good Adam, a Lord Adam, will carry, but if you need them to, I feel like they would switch. Most Lord Adams I've faced are just good Adam players. They're chill. You know what I mean? They aren't gonna make a big fuss about switching anything. Uh, Whenever I made the never switch category, dive characters came to mind because I think we've all shared an experience where we're playing with a dive character. They got the Lord icon. It's all they play. They're going 2-8, but they won't switch. And it's just an ego thing, I think. So they just won't. Widow. A good Widow. This isn't a bad Widow. A good Widow is chill, and if it isn't working, they'll switch. But most good Widows, they don't need to. A good Widow can carry the lobby to the best of their abilities. Cap. A Cap main. I feel like most of the time if I have a Cap main, they switch. So Cap mains, I feel like you're good, but you have an ego. You're going to be the guy talking in chat after you've been bullying our healers all game. You know, you got an ego, but you're good at the video game. So I'll give you your props. Cloak and Dagger. Cloak and Dagger, I don't know, there's a lot of Cloak and Dagger mains that aren't very good, and they only know Cloak and Dagger. Go with the premise that's a chill one. Man, sorry. Okay, a good Cloak and Dagger player, like if you main this character 100 hours on him, because I feel like at that point that's how many you have to be considered a main on Cloak and Dagger. I feel like a good Cloak and Dagger player will switch if they need to. Say if there's a Magneto just constantly, I feel like they would. I'm not talking about one tricks. Like, hopefully you aren't one tricking at this point in the game, by the way. Learn a character in every role, please. Get out of my comp games only knowing how to play Magic. Please. Doctor Strange. I don't think I really have an issue with Doctor Strange. Most of the time, Doctor Strange is working his 9 to 5. He'll carry the lobby. He'll go on with his day. And this is mains. I'm not saying they can't have it. This can't be like. I'm sure you've had bad Doctor Stranges who talk a lot, maybe are rude. That's fine. But for the most part, I'm happy having a Strange on the team. Emma Frost. And this is coming from someone who, actually, she's my most played character. Emma Frost mains are good, but you got a little bit of an ego, and that's fine. Because, you know, if you're on Emma Frost, that means you're probably taking care of people like this. And you can have an ego. That's fine. Emma Frost is always nice to have on the team, but I feel like you're a little bit more egotistical if you're on Emma Frost. Moving on to group, most group players are pretty chill, and they will switch. So, it's pretty one and done. Hawkeye, a good Hawkeye will ruin the entire enemy team. A good Hawkeye, 9 out of 10 times, will just be the best player in the lobby, and I love having you on the team. Hella, also have her Lord. You're good, but you have an ego. You're playing a character. I feel like she gets hated on because it's just point click. She's not the easiest character in the world to play, especially on controller, which is what I play on. And for that, I say you're good, but you have an ego. Pretty self-explanatory. Hulk players are kind of like group players. You're pretty chill, and you'll probably switch. You're probably only playing Hulk for the Namor team up. And if that Namor isn't doing anything, you'll probably switch. And that's what you need to do. Because Hulk himself is not a great character. Johnny? A Johnny Main. Okay, yeah. No, a Johnny Main. I gotta keep in mind this is mains. A Johnny Main will ruin your life. A good Johnny player will ruin your life. If they only play Johnny, they will ruin your comp game, and that sucks, and you just gotta move on. Or hope you have a good Hela. I'm always fine with a good Johnny on my team. Invisible Woman. I feel like most Invisible Women would switch. Most Invisible Women I play with, they know how to play multiple healers. But I'm usually pretty happy having an Invisible Woman on my team. So yeah, that's about all I got to say about her. He's Iron Fist. You see, I wouldn't say he's a never switch, because most Iron Fist I play with do switch if things don't work. But a lot of times they just switch to like another dive. But for Iron Fist specifically, in my experience, I would say most Iron Fist players are pretty chill and will switch if they need to. There's only going to be 3 characters in the brain rot category. And I like Iron Man. He's a fun character. He is underhated, frankly. Iron Man is a underhated character. And I'm realizing give me a second. I realize I probably should move my camera over so you can see brain rot. Iron Man is one of the 3 characters I think is kind of brain dead, and he is very underhated. I hate facing Iron Man mains who want to sit there and wiggle peek on the top of a building and think they're good at the game because their splash damage hits the whole team. Iron Man is underhated, and I will stand on that hill. I don't think he's the most annoying out of the 3, but he's up there. Phoenix are just the Hela players for the most part. You're good, but you have an ego. Or you're playing her for the Wolverine team up. In that case, you're probably chill and will switch. Jeff mains, in my experience, they won't switch. They won't give you another healer ult because all they want to play is Jeff. And that's cool. I just wish you weren't doing it in my comp game because I need another healer ult. We're running Cloak and Dagger and Jeff. Another team has Luna and Invisible Woman. We're probably gonna lose because we have a Jeffrey who will swallow him up sometimes if he even gets to get to the end of the map and spit him out. I just feel like a lot of these Jeff mains just play Jeff for the culture, and that's fine. But I mean, you don't see him switching a whole lot. So that's my opinion on that. Loki players are pretty chill and will switch. A lot of Loki players, since they're playing arguably the most difficult healer, they can play the other ones pretty easily. I'd even argue that you could say I love having you on the team, but there's these few occasions where these Loki mains just for some reason feel like they're a DPS player for a game, and then they just more damage than healing, which is despicable, frankly. Luna. I love having a good Luna on the team. I'm sorry, I do. A good Luna Snow will carry your healing. She'll hit all those freezes on these annoying pesky dive characters. Luna Snow, love having you on the team. No complaints. Magic. I mean, this tier is designed for 3 characters. You probably already know the 3rd one. But yeah. Magic, it's the same story. I think we've all played with a Magic. A Lord Icon Magic. And Magics are pretty hit or miss. Either they're dropping 50 kills and destroying the other team, or they're, as I said, they're going 2-6 and they aren't going to switch. And if you ask them to, they'll probably throw the game. I've had that experience a time or two. Here's the thing about Magneto. In my experience, you're a good tank. This is not taking away from you as a player, but your personality kind of sucks. You know you're good, and you know you're going to hit that cloak and dagger, and you'll probably be the one typing in chat talking the most. So, Magneto, you're good. You're a good tank. You're a good player. If you main Magneto, you're a good player. That's like working a 9 to 5 as well. But you got an ego. And that's just the truth. Mantis players, they're chill and will switch. I feel like a lot of healer players can interchange in between them. I mean, Cloak and Dagger is one that I'm thinking I should probably move to Never Switch, but I'm going to leave them there. But Mantis players, a lot of times, if they're a Mantis main, they probably could play Luna Snow as well, if they need to. But a lot of times a good Mantis won't have the switch. So Mantis is more here for the chill factor. Fantastic. I feel like, I mean, a really good Mr. Fantastic, a fantastic main. I think I'm going to leave him, and I love having you on the team. They can hold down that point for an hour, feels like, by themselves, waiting for you to come back. A good Fantastic on the team, chef's kiss. Love having you. Moon Knight, also underhated, in my opinion. This guy can throw down an Onk and hit your whole team, and he doesn't even need an Onk to do that. You got a tank in the front, you're all grouped up, he's hitting everyone, and he's farming ultimates all game. He's such a brain rot character, and I can't stand facing him. I don't feel like he gets near enough hate. I feel like he deserves just as much hate as Squirrel Girl does. But he doesn't really get it, and that's fine. I guess it is what it is. I think I'm putting him up there too. There's two type of Namor players. There's the one that is playing Namor because there's a bunch of dive. I'm not talking about you. You know what? You guys are doing God's work. You're chill. The other side of the spectrum, when I'm playing healer and then the Namor wants to go behind me with a Gamma Squid and his 2 squids and jump me, leaving... It's just annoying. They just rely on their squids. Like Torbjorn relies on his turret in Overwatch. I don't know. A Gamma Squid Namor just drives me insane. So I feel like he deserves a brain rot. Penny's relatively chill and will switch. Not a lot to say there. A lot of times they're playing Penny because either the map's tight or they're countering dive. So I almost say I don't think I ever really see Penny's finish the game as Penny. They may play her on defense and then switch. So a good Penny player will do God's work against the dive, but if it ain't working, they'll switch. Psylocke. I feel like Psylocks are good, but they got an ego. I don't feel like they're as bad as the other dive characters, but you know that they think they're... I mean, like, literally yesterday I was playing Widow, and the Psylocke dashed up to me and solo-ulted me. Why? I don't know. I just feel like Psylocks have a little bit of an ego to them. They got a little bit of a flavor to them. Rockets. I feel like he's even more deserving than Cloak and Dagger to be up there. Rocket mains, they just want to sit up on their high post and shoot their balls into crowds. And if everyone dies, they'll get away. And if they could jump, they'll get away. They'll probably live. A good Rocket player will probably live. But that's all they play. They live and breathe Rocket. So they just don't really switch that often. So, you know, they're up there with the never switch category. You know, learn some other healers. I know you don't... Aiming isn't your forte. And that's fine. I'm not talking to every Rocket player, but the ones I play with, gosh, you gotta learn other characters. Scarlet Witch. She's kind of brain rot. But I don't know. I don't find her as annoying. Like, it's annoying that she doesn't have to aim, but that's just kind of the character design more than it is the player, you know? And I know you can be like, well, with Moon Knight, you don't have to go behind people with Moon Knight and drop an Onk on a healer by themselves and just shoot that. You know what I mean? Scarlet Witch, in my experience, a good Scarlet Witch will switch. I mean, a lot of times she isn't even worth playing because her ultimate is the most counterable thing ever. But a good Scarlet Witch, I feel like, will switch if need be. Spider-Man. Never switch. I bet you guys knew that was coming. I feel like Jeff's the least never switching in there. Yeah, Spider-Man players will, as I said, I don't feel like they have enough of an impact in a game to even be playing Spider-Man. That's just my opinion. I don't feel like he's that crazy. If you jump a healer, all your other healer has to do is heal you, and Spider-Man won't kill you unless he drops an ultimate, and then, you know, what can you do? But Spider-Man players, they are the most egotistical players in the game. I don't know why. If you're playing Spider-Man and there's another Spider-Man, you're getting solo ulted every time he gets it. That's just how it goes. But yeah, Spider-Man players, they're kind of the kings of never switch, actually. I would argue it goes like that. Star-Lord. A good Star-Lord player is chill, but they have an ego. They have no problem jumping on you if they're losing a fight and using their spin to their advantage and killing you. And then they'll go say something in chat. That's just how it is. Storm. I love Storm. She is my favorite DPS character in the game. And I can admit, we got egos. I am not a Storm that sits there with my speed boost and that does that little thing back and forth. That drives me insane. I hope you know I don't like you to do that. I will always have my damage boost on, boosting my team. You will not catch me doing this maneuver because I think that's cringe. So you won't catch me doing that. However, I can admit that, you know, in playing her, you just feel like whenever you strike people down with lightning, you just get that ego built. I don't know how to explain it, but it's true. Okay. Actually, no. Like that. That's how I would rank that. I dislike Moon Knight. Squirrel Girl's same story as Moon Knight. She just shoots acorns into a crowd and gets her ultimate 50 times a game. And I feel like for some reason, these characters, everyone that plays them, also just has a weird ego about it for no reason. You're playing easy characters. Lose the ego. Punisher. Those are your COD players, your Soldier 76 players, your Siege players. They just want to run around with a machine gun and that's fine, but a lot of times they're just one-tricking Punisher. So that's all I gotta say about Punisher. Not a lot. Most things I ran into, if he isn't working, which a thing main, they usually make it work. They'll switch. I mean, for the most part, they're pretty chill and they will switch. That thing players are pretty nice to have around. A Thor main. A good Thor is good. Because you can main a character and not be good at that character. But I feel like a good Thor is good, but you know that they got an ego about themselves. They'll be talking. What? For some reason, Smurfs really like Thor too. I don't know why. But yeah, you're good, but you have an ego. Ultron. I'm going to keep it a buck. They do the same crap that Storms with the speed boost do, where they go side to side and they're like, oh, it drives me insane. I hate it. But Ultrons they're good. They got good movement. They got good aim. But they have an ego. And they will talk to you in the chat. Venom. A good Venom is nice to have around, but I'll put him in the chill will switch because I would rather have these characters than Venom. But yeah. Venom players are chill. And good Venoms will carry your game for the most part. Bucky. Like he's the king of you're good, but you have an ego. And I'm not saying there aren't a lot of fraudulent Bucky mains, but like the really main ones, like that's their guy. That's who they're picking every game. They'll probably carry the game, but they're also going to talk some trash in the game chat, and that just comes with the character. I don't know why. That's just how it is. And Wolverine, a Wolverine main, I always welcome on the team because you see that Lord Icon on Wolverine, you know that you're in good hands. I think I've had 2 ever be bad. A good Wolverine player will carry your game, especially with a Phoenix, you know. But yeah, that's my tier list. You can tell me your opinions down below. It's not going to change mine, but you know, you're entitled to have your own. But yeah, if you guys like this little tier list, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and comment down below. And I appreciate you watching the video.